What's good, Raven Space fans? Thank you guys so much for joining me today. We are going to do a Raven Space Daily. We're going to jump into our topics. We're going to talk about trade targets for the Ravens. We're going to talk about the snap count from the game against the Browns. And then we're also going to talk about Lamar Jackson's PFF grade before we get to our mailbag question. Before we start, I need your help. I need you guys to go to the free link for our Discord. Join the Discord and give me topics for the show and give me questions for the mailbag. Again, I do this for you guys. I do it for free. As you can see, I'm in a hotel for work, so I'm on the road knocking these out. So let's get right into it. First thing we want to talk about are the trade targets. Now, an article came out analyzing some of the targets, and a trade did happen with one of these targets, not for the Ravens, so I want to talk about it. So first, let's talk about the targets, right? The targets that they discussed were DJ Moore, Jonathan Abrams, and then James Robinson. DJ Moore is a receiver for Carolina. Jonathan Abrams is a safety for the Raiders. And then James Robinson is a running back who was for the Jags, but recently got traded to the Jets today. So this is breaking news for that. Again, I'll talk about DJ Moore in a minute, but I want to call out DaCosta. And I want to call out the Ravens right now. And I love the Ravens, you guys know that. But it's unacceptable that we did not get James Robinson. He was traded to the Jets, guys, for a conditional 6th round pick that turns into a 5th round pick if he gets 600 yards rushing. Guys, let me tell you that again. We could have got a starting level caliber running back for a 5th round pick. Why did that not happen? There needs to be some questions asked, and I hope reporters ask this to someone. Why did we not get James Robinson? We should have got him, and our backfield would have been great if we had James Robinson, Gus, and then had the ability to get JK coming back. Man, that's the best backfield in football, arguably, when it comes to depth. Why do the Ravens not swing at these low balls? I don't understand. Again, I'm not going to say we had a chance to get Christian McCaffrey for sure, because that's not true. But Christian McCaffrey, my understanding, went for a 3rd round pick, a couple of 4th round picks, and maybe a 2nd round. I can't remember exactly. Guys, it's Christian McCaffrey. There's a myth about draft picks that they all turn out to be starters. Guys, the average career for NFL players is 3 years. Half of 1st round picks don't pan out. Less than half of 2nd round picks pan out. You know what I'm saying? And once you get to 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th and all those rounds, none of them pan out. You know, they're not in the league more than 4 years. It is crazy that we would not trade a 5th round pick. Even, to be honest, it's a 3rd round pick for James Robinson, right? It's wild, especially in our offense. So that's something I want to call out. It's crazy to me. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about it. We got to make these trades if they're easy. Like this is an easy trade. This is simple. We got to get these easy ones. And now the Jets have a great running back who's a starting caliber running back to replace their injured running back. And we have injuries everywhere, and we don't make trades to do anything. So that's the first thing. Let's talk about the other trade targets, because I do want to talk about them. These are maybe the most ones that people have been talking about. First is DJ Moore. We're not getting DJ Moore. I understand the thought. The reason I say we're not getting him is because the Panthers are saying that they don't want to trade him. So that's why I don't think we're getting him. But if you guys do think that they're lying, which is fair because GMs lie, I understand you 110%. I really understand you. Only because when you give away Christian McCaffrey, to me that means you're open for business. Now again, there's contract things. Do you really want to pay a running back? All this good stuff like that. But you also, don't want to have a receiver that's going to axe out, in 2 years or however, because you're not going to win football games. People, again, you get the right quarterback, you can turn around quick, but how do you know who the right quarterback is, right? Look in the draft where we got Lamar Jackson, right? Sam Darnold, bust. Baker Mayfield, I think he's a little bit better than a bust, but Baker Mayfield definitely not in the league right now as a starter. Josh Allen, he's awesome. Josh Allen's awesome. The other guy's name was Rosen, I think. Josh Rosen. I don't even know where he is. He might be out the league. And then Lamar Jackson. So of the 5 players that were drafted at the quarterback position, and again, everyone thinks first-round draft picks are this valuable, but they don't work out. Only 2 of them are even starters now. And guess what the crazy thing is? Those 2 that are starters now, those are the ones that people say were the most raw, right? But they're starters. So it's, again, I'm upset. We should have got James Robinson. I might make a video on that because that really pissed me off. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But again, I don't think we're gonna get him because I don't think they're trading him. I believe them when they say they're not gonna trade him. And then Abrams, who's a safety for the Raiders, I don't even think we need him, to be honest. Again, we did have injuries there, but I'm a little tired of putting money on defense to have a bad defense, and I'm not okay with that. I thought, I made a video saying how having depth at DB was going to help us out, but it's not. And listen, objectivity is my middle name, Jason Objectivity Blank, because I don't want you guys to, find my my own personal information, come to my house or anything like that. I love you, but still my house. But Jason Objectivity Blank, it's not working. The DBs as a whole, when it's time to make a stop, they can't make a stop. So if we can't make stops, then we need to start putting money on offense. So again, of those people I named, I would love to go get the receiver from Carolina. Don't think it's going to happen. And then again, I would have gotten James Robinson and had a great running back to pair in my backfield and, just be a better team at what we do. But of course, we dropped the ball on that one. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that. Who do you want the Ravens to trade for? Let's be realistic. Again, trust me, I want the Ravens to go trade for, I'm trying to think who I think the best receiver in football is. I think the best receiver in football is in Cincinnati, to be honest. But if we can get him, of course, we'll take him. But let's be realistic. Give me some trades in the comments below. All right, so now we're gonna move on to topic 2. So topic 2 is the snap count from the game against the Browns. And so I'm gonna pull up here the snap count for you guys. And we're just gonna go over it. Shout out to Reddit. Reddit does good stuff. I would love for some of the Redditors to jump into my Discord and tell me what you guys want to talk about, because again, you guys make the show better. So again, there's some things here that are important, some things that are not important, right? But there's a couple things I do want to focus on. First thing I want to focus on is Patrick Ricard here. And I want to focus on this because this right here is something that's interesting. So Patrick Ricard, if you guys don't know, is the most used fullback in the league. Number 2, coincidentally, is Juszczyk, who we also had. But again, this is a big difference from last year where he was not used this much. Now we were throwing the ball more and we had more options to throw the ball to. And so I think that's interesting to look at. Another thing that's interesting to look at is Ronnie Stanley. He played 86% of snaps. That's awesome for Ronnie. I think after the bye week, he will be playing 100% of snaps. I truly do think that. And I'm be excited to see him get some play there. And let's go down to the last thing I think I want to talk about here. And there's a couple things we can talk about. We can talk about Josh Oliver, how great he's been playing. And when I say great, for a number 2, he's been playing really great. We can talk about defense here. And talk about how, again, Patrick Queen has been reliable for us. We could talk about how Adafe Owe. Let me listen, guys. I'm not, man. You guys gonna make me go crazy, man. You guys gonna make me go crazy. Look. Let's talk about how Adafe Owe played less snaps than Jason Pierre-Paul. Guys, that's a problem. That is a problem, guys. That is a problem. There's some defenders of Owe. I know that's not great. Okay, that's not great, and I'm disappointed in that. And you guys can't convince me any differently, to be honest. Okay, but let's talk about again Duvernay versus Bateman. Wow, I know Bateman came off an injury, guys. Duvernay's our number one. And if we use him like we need to use him, he will be able to earn that. If we use him like we use him against the Browns, it might be a little harder. Again, he's so dynamic that when you use him just as a receiver, you're not really getting the most out of him. We need to use him like the 49ers use Deebo Samuels, and I think that would be awesome. All right, next we're going to talk about Lamar Jackson's PFF grade. Got a sneak peek here of the PFF grade, and I want to share it with you guys, so let's jump right in here. So, first here, if you guys don't know how PFF calculates things, Pro Football Focus, they grade every single player, and so here, they graded every single throw that he had. You guys are aware of the little number of throws that were had, or a little number of passing attempts. So remember, these aren't throws, guys. This is everything, right? So scrambles, sacks, incompletions, everything, right? So we only put Lamar Jackson in passing situations 22 times. Okay? It's I'm not a fan of it, but let's keep on going here, and let's look at some of the things. And so this is how they grade. If you do really good, they give you a 1.5. If you do something that's excellent, amazing, they give you a 2. My understanding is, and then the worst pay you can get is a -2. And so again, -0.5 is, you threw a incompletion. It was a little high, you threw a bad interception, you get -2. Okay. Here's what I want to talk about here. The breakdown, and then the final takeaway. Because it says Lamar Jackson had an average game, right? Average is 60 on the PFF scale. So he had a 69. That's above average game. Look at the percentages, guys. These are not bad percentages. 1 for 1, 1 for 2, 1 for 1, 4 for 5. Now 0 for 1, but again, it was 1. And then 2 for 2. Why are we not throwing the ball more? Just a little bit more, guys. We're going to need Lamar to throw the ball sooner or later. And it's disappointing that he's not doing that. But I want to look at this because I thought it was cool, right? To get this look. And again, listen, guys. I'm gonna be on Bateman's head from now on. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Bateman and Owe, they enemy number 1 in my book. So I'm gonna be on their heads, guys. He's not playing well. He's not playing better than Brown. I'll tell you that. And Brown dropped balls left and right, and he's not playing better than Brown. So, all right, let's get into the last topic. I try to keep these around 15 minutes, so I respect you guys' time. So let's get into this last topic. If you guys want longer form content, let me know. We can put together a podcast about an hour long, something like that. If you want, I do it for you. So you guys let me know in the comments below. But last, the mailbag, and the mailbag question is, why did we only pass the ball 4 times in the second half? What the heck? Shout out to Reign Supreme. Actually dropped this question on YouTube. But I'm telling you guys, if you go to the Discord, you join. Let me look at you guys when I say this. It's free. It's free. So please go join and leave your questions there. And if you do that, they'll get on the show. And again, I wanted to wait till the end of the show because I don't want people just to try to get tickets. I'm giving away tickets sometimes, guys. Again, ask around. I give away Ravens tickets to fans, so please jump on. Okay. All right. So here's the question. This is what I think the reason is. And again, guys, if I'm looking at the screen, and I'm only one screen because I'm traveling, so I'm back and forth, camera screen. So the reason that we only threw the ball 4 times in the second half is because we have done, and again, Eric DeCosta about to get the smoke. We have done a terrible job at putting talent around Lamar Jackson. We've done a terrible job, and the coaching staff knows it, but no one's saying anything. It's kind of like what the Lakers are doing to LeBron. LeBron needs people who can shoot threes. Russell Westbrook shooting 10%, throwing threes up. Lamar Jackson needs an offensive line who can pass protect. We don't have that. Again, I know Myles Garrett is a monster on the Browns. Whooped them. He whooped us all night. Just kept on whooping us, right? Now, he didn't get sacks because Lamar's elusive, but we won't get whooped. Receivers. Only one receiver is getting open, and that's not even consistently, and only one receiver is even a tiny bit of a threat. Again, we have a good tight end, and I think our tight end core is good, but again, like I told you guys, there's only so much a tight end can do in this league where everyone is so fast, right? Your tight end has to be special, and in the NFL right now, there's only 3 special tight ends. Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, and George Kittle. There's only 3. So thankfully we have one of them, but you can bracket a tight end easy because you can use linebackers and safeties to bracket them. Versus a receiver, it's hard to bracket them without changing your total defense. And so, again, you can move a safety all the way out there if you want, but now you're going to be undermanned in other ways. So we haven't done a good job at putting receivers or offensive line around Lamar, so you can't throw the ball. And again, to be honest, we haven't done a good job putting running backs around him either, because everyone keeps on getting injured. So that's the reason, right? The offensive coaches do not have confidence that, 1, we can protect Lamar, and 2, once we protect them, if the receivers can get open. And then once you add on top of that Lamar can be up and down sometimes too. I'm not going to say Lamar's perfect. But when everything has to go right, and then the ball still might be a little off, well then, you got to do something different, right? And it's not like, Patrick Mahomes, right? Where Patrick Mahomes cannot have a good offensive line, but his receivers are so good last year that he can still find somebody. The offensive scheme is so good, he can still get someone open. We can't do that, guys. Our scheme is not good enough in passing to get things done. Our receivers aren't good enough to get open. Our offensive line isn't good enough to block, and so it's literally Lamar make something happen, and that is the reason why we only passed the ball 4 times, in my opinion. So you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you guys so much. Remember to leave a comment. I am going to answer it. Your comment may be in the video. You guys make the content better, okay? You guys do that by dropping questions, dropping comments, and even if you want to give topics to talk about, go to the Discord. It's free. So please, guys, thank you guys so much. Go Ravens.